Line-by-line explanation of the poem Those Winter Sundays by Robert Hayden.
Line 1. Sundays too my father got up early. The poem begins by emphasizing the father's daily routine, even on Sundays, which are traditionally considered a day of rest. The use of "to" highlights that his sacrifice was continuous, not limited to weekdays. It suggests that he never took a break from his responsibilities, even when others in the family could afford to sleep in. Line 2. And put his clothes on in the blue-black cold. The phrase blue-black cold is a striking image that conveys the harshness of winter mornings. The combination of blue and black suggests both the darkness before dawn and the bruising effects of cold weather, reinforcing the father's difficult and painful existence. Despite the discomfort, he dutifully gets up and prepares for the day. Line 3. Then with cracked hands that ached. The father's hands are described as cracked and ached, revealing the physical toll of his labor. These details indicate that his work is strenuous and that his body suffers as a result. The repetition of these sensory details emphasizes his endurance and selflessness. Line 4. From labor in the weekday weather made. This line highlights that the father's hands are worn from constant work, not just on Sundays but throughout the week. The mention of weekday weather implies exposure to harsh outdoor conditions, reinforcing the theme of struggle and sacrifice. Line 5. Banked fires blaze. No one ever thanked him. The father's act of making the fire blaze symbolizes the warmth and care he provides for his family. However, the final sentence, "no one ever thanked him," introduces a tone of regret and unacknowledged love. It shows that his efforts went unnoticed and unappreciated by his family, particularly by the speaker as a child. Line 6. I'd wake and hear the cold splintering, breaking. The personification of cold as splintering, breaking creates a powerful auditory image, making the transition from cold to warmth feel dramatic. It suggests that the father's efforts physically push back the harsh winter, making the home comfortable for his family. Line 7. When the rooms were warm, he'd call. This line highlights the father's silent care. He waits until the house is warm before waking his child. It reflects his thoughtfulness, ensuring that his family does not have to experience the cold. This simple gesture is another quiet act of love that went unnoticed at the time. Line 8. And slowly I would rise and dress. The child, in contrast to the father, gets up leisurely. The word slowly suggests reluctance or indifference, emphasizing the contrast between the father's hard work and the speaker's casual approach to the morning. Line 9. Fearing the chronic angers of that house. This line introduces tension within the home. The phrase chronic angers suggests a persistent atmosphere of conflict or unhappiness, possibly due to financial struggles, strict discipline, or emotional distance. It indicates that love in this household was not expressed through affectionate words, but rather through quiet acts of responsibility and duty. Line 10. Speaking indifferently to him. The speaker admits to treating his father with indifference, failing to recognize his sacrifices. This indifference likely stems from a lack of understanding of his father's struggles during childhood, further emphasizing the theme of unappreciated love. Line 11. Who had driven out the cold. The father's efforts are directly linked to warmth and protection. He metaphorically drives out the cold, signifying that he shields his family from hardship, yet he receives no gratitude for it. This line reinforces the idea that love is often expressed in practical, unspoken ways. Line 12. And polished my good shoes as well. This seemingly small act, polishing his child's shoes, reveals yet another layer of the father's care. It shows that beyond providing warmth, he also ensured his child was presentable, perhaps for church or school. This detail underscores the depth of his silent devotion. Line 13. What did I know? What did I know? The repetition of "what did I know" conveys deep regret. As an adult, the speaker realizes how little he understood about his father's sacrifices when he was a child. The line expresses guilt for having taken his father's love for granted. Line 14. Of love's austere and lonely offices? The final line captures the essence of the poem. The word austere suggests that love is often strict, disciplined, and without outward affection. Lonely offices implies that the father's sacrifices were made in solitude, without recognition or reward. The phrase emphasizes the idea that love is not always warm or expressive but can be found in quiet, selfless actions. Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.